What's good, everybody? Hello, Joey J. Ping here, checking in live, respectmyregion.com, back with another episode of the Respect My Region podcast, brought to you guys by Extract Consultants. Shout out our terpene partners, man, bringing the flavor, bringing the game, and helping just provide that crazy concoctions for brands out there. We've got a very special guest today. We've got Evan Senn. He's the senior project manager over at Zen Cannabis, which am I mistaken, Evan? Did I hear you say like 10 cities, 10 states now? What are you guys at? What was the official count?
Almost 10.
Woo! You guys are one of those national brands. 9, right? So national brands. You know what? I think it's safe to say you guys are slept on. I think you're in 9 states. You're definitely
and 26 countries in the
Ooh.
EU.
Oh, okay. So, see, I didn't even know about that. That's incredible. So, 9 states, 26 countries in Europe, relatively unknown in a variety of markets that I've traveled to. This is a personal opinion.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to be able to connect with you guys because I've been aware of Zen for a number of years. I told you off camera, I met the owner, I'm not sure. I met Jeremy, the gentleman, standing at a booth. And I remember being like, yo, dude, you're the owner here? You're hustling this right now? Like, I got a lot of respect for that. And I've seen him at least on 4, maybe 5 occasions through California over the last 2 or 3 years. And so big respect to what you guys have built there, Evan. Talk to me though. Zen Cannabis. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go over the story about Zen today. Why gummies? We're gonna talk a little bit about you and how you got involved in all this craziness. And then also, of course, 9 states, 26 countries. That takes a whole different type of scale. That's a whole different type of growing a business, right? Not a lot of companies have never done that before. So
Yes.
We're gonna dive into a bunch of good stuff today. Evan, thank you for joining us. Where are you at in the world? Where are you at today?
Right now I am in Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Visiting some family members. I am from Los Angeles. You know, gotta respect LA.
So, La La Land.
But the South is kind of cool. I've been staying a lot here now and then.
It's exciting. That's exciting. And shout out to the fam too, getting the shout out here as well. It's important. Cannabis has to keep us rooted. It's this, and if you let cannabis take over your life, it can, right, Evan? That's what's crazy. There's enough events to go to. If you've got enough money, you could go to all the trade shows every week, every time. And with you guys in 9 states, 26 countries, I imagine you guys, your workload with you as the senior project manager, you got to be busy. So let's focus on right now with 420 just passing. Cinco and Memorial Weekend, that's a trifecta, and that literally leads into the tsunami wave of the summer, right? What have you been working on? How was 420? What was the last month for you like?
Oh my gosh. 420 is usually not that big of a deal for us. It was only a really big deal when we did the 420 chocolate bar last year. Was that last year? Gosh.
Didn't you guys do that in Arizona? Wasn't it down there? Where was that at?
It was in Oklahoma, actually.
That's right. I remember covering that. That's right.
Right. Yeah. So we just kind of kept on doing what we do. Everything's pretty much always been steady. We have a lot to do all the time, a lot of quality control, a lot of PR, a lot of R&D, and we just kind of keep going. It doesn't really feel very special when 420 comes around unless we get out early.
I hear that. You guys have been in the game for a while. When did Zen start, Evan, and how long have you been with Zen?
I have been with Zen since the beginning, and I think that was 2018.
Wow.
2017.
Wow.
One of those.
Yeah, I feel like I started as a bud tender in 16, was there a year, agency for 2 years, California in 19. I feel like I've been hearing about you guys and seeing it since 18, 19, and the national growth really hitting COVID and post-COVID, right?
Yes. COVID was the big thing for us, strangely. I mean, such a weird time to be doing so well, but it really did propel us forward in a lot of ways.
I mean, because if you could be profitable and agile during that situation, you could, if done correctly, could have made enough money to create a foundation to springboard other opportunity for yourself.
Exactly.
Right? Whether it was relationships or whether it was financially to be able to go launch in other states. You guys are in 9 states now. With you being from the order, can you give us the chronological timeline for that? Where'd you start, and what was that? What was that like? What's the journey pathway for that? How did you do that?
Well, California, of course, is where we started.
Okay.
Jeremy, the CEO, and I worked together for Culture magazine.
Okay.
Uh,
I remember that one. Yeah, that was
yeah,
the one that was acquired by High Times and the whole dope
yes,
thing and all that
yeah,
stuff.
they bought us out. I was the editor and he was the publisher. So we worked really well together. And he had always talked about doing an edibles brand. And seriously, like there was no stopping. He just kept going. As soon as Culture was done, the edibles brand started building. And I'm like, wow, you wanted a break? No? Okay, fine. I had 2 children in the midst, so it wasn't exactly smooth sailing for
The
me.
best timing for you on taking a
Yeah,
new project after another one just finished.
right. But yeah, but it's been we we've known what we wanted to do this since the beginning, and we haven't really had much trouble doing it.
That's exciting. And I want you to know this. You probably may not have known this, but I've not met you before after having met every other publication that came before us. But
Hmm.
we did research to do our stuff based on you guys. Culture,
Mm.
Dope, and High Times were the OGs. And digital wasn't a big thing back then yet. However, you guys were a little bit ahead of the other two at the time.
Trying.
And yeah, the effort was there while the other efforts were not.
Yeah.
And I'm just to be blunt about it. And we definitely took inspo from you guys on our journalism side because we didn't go to school for that. We didn't do any of that. I'm it was just like, okay, cool. What do they do? What do the music blogs do? What is the entertainment? Whatever. What do they do on TV and on YouTube? And like, cool. Let's do our versions of that and see if we can have our own people. Find our own people because we were up in Washington, so it was like we
Mm.
wanted to watch how Cali operated, and then we wanted to watch how Dope and David Tran how they did their thing. But yeah, you guys were definitely one of the groups that I've been saying for the last 8 years that it's one of the people that inspired, and Beard Bros, of course. Can't forget those guys. They're one of the biggest.
Well,
They were one of the biggest players in helping us show us the way as well, just by them being them and you guys being you too. So big shot. Just wanted to pay respect where it's due for that because we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't
yeah.
for the media companies that were around back then. And cool to see that you guys have hit the ground running and continue to hit the ground running with the success of Zen. Post what came after Cali? Because you back then, 2018, that's medical / rec in Cali in that time. It's like both. There's a lot of trap shops. Cushy Punch is still in the traps. Dizzy's still on the trap at that time, going crazy. Dank Vapes, one of my current rec clients. Those guys were going heavy in the trap back then. But so Cali was the focal point. What came after Cali? Because you didn't go to Oregon, you didn't go to Washington, you went these other places.
Well, Oregon and Washington and Colorado were already so heavily regulated. Starting an edibles business in those states was not the easiest thing. It takes a lot more work and a lot more finagling. So we went into Oklahoma.
Okay. There was that Oklahoma rush
this,
after Cali. That's right.
yes,
Yeah.
Oklahoma was big, and it still kind of is because they are very relaxed with their.
Well, they voted no for adult use again, which means that they like the model enough to not want to change it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's bringing in a lot of money. Why wouldn't they like it?
Yeah, well, that makes sense. So Oklahoma was second. How interesting. What was third, fourth, and fifth? Who was the next three? Because was it a state by state every year? Did you do 2 or 3 in a year? How did you do it?
No, there was a couple where we did just like 1 or 2, and then most of the time we just did like 3 at once, and then another 2 years later we do another 3 or something.
I see.
So there were like lumps that started. But I think it was after Cali and Oklahoma, there was Missouri, and then I think it was Montana or Maine, and then
And those 2 markets, those are relatively unknown, Evan, across the country. Montana and Maine. People don't know enough about those. Montana's got a healthy market up there. They got a bunch of vertical operators doing their own thing. They selling a lot of their own in-house stuff, and then starting to be able to get other products, dispersed to other places. Those are unique markets. I don't know anything about Maine, but I know that they didn't want rec to come in, and they were really happy with their medical market there for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
What have you seen, Evan? What has been your favorite market? What's your favorite place to go to in terms of checking in on Zen and just tapping in with the team and the community and all that?
I mean, Oklahoma is kind of the cool place to go because being from California, it's not really that impressive going to California events. It's like same old, same old.
Yeah.
But Oklahoma is a little strange, a little different, and
Okay.
has a really, really big scene, a really, really nice big scene. And we have a lot of people in Oklahoma. We have a large team there, and they're very supportive. That's where we did the giant chocolate bar.
Yep.
So it was a big deal at the time.
Are we going to see Zen Cannabis times the OKC Thunder in the finals? Some kind of collab here soon? We're going to see you guys outside the final stadium, or what's up, man?
Not my forte. I don't know.
Managing list. Somebody throw that one on though. We got to get Zen tied with the OKC Thunder. We need you guys available in the stadiums at every bar, please. Yes, please, make that happen. Mm-hmm. Shout out to OKC Thunder doing their thing to be in the finals. They deserve it. Shout out to you guys crushing it in Oklahoma. I've heard nothing but good things about that market when it's not a down overall economy. I feel like people really enjoy the work that's going on there, and when money's being spent there by the customers, it seems to be pretty popping. Maine, Missouri. You said Massachusetts, but so many different states, Evan. This is exciting. Do you guys offer all the same products across every state, or do some of these states only have 10 SKUs and not 15 or whatever it is?
Most of the states have very specific SKUs just for their market. Oklahoma has the largest because of the rules and regulations, and it was one of the first markets for us. And California also has a large selection, but most of the other states only have the gummies or the gummies in the drinks or the cookies.
You guys have drinks? Where are those at?
Yeah, did you look at the website? We have lots of delicious little drinks. They're like little tiny baby drinks. They're like a 5-hour energy shot, but not energy. There's cannabis. Very, very tasty.
Yeah, I'm a big drink person. I have a history with you guys, so I just assumed it was the chocolates I was very aware of. The gummies I've eaten a ton of. They're these little okay, so I have seen these. I just didn't look closely. These are definitely familiar. Okay, what?
And they're very tasty.
I see berry flavor indicas, sativas, indicas, mixed berry hybrids, night indica. Oh shoot, what's that one? THC and 40 milligrams CBD. Oh, I love melatonin.
And a little bit of melatonin.
Wow, that's cool. How cool is that? Which one of these is your favorite, Evan?
I'm a big sativa fan. Always have been. I think I always will be. I don't like to be couch locked. I like the energy and the vibe that comes with sativa kind of effect. So I usually am drinking an itty bitty sativa Zen drink, just one little sip at a time.
I like that. Great. And I'm looking through your guys' tinctures as well. And one thing I'm noticing, the beverages and tinctures are available in Missouri and Oklahoma. Are those the only states?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For right now.
Why, so I must have seen, I definitely saw one of these when I was in Missouri, but that explains why I haven't seen it here in Cali. I like these ratios in the tinctures, dude. These are fire. I like you got the 1-4 THC to CBD, a 4-1, sativas, hybrids, indicas, and these different ratios, a 10-1. These are definitely products that are right up my alley and things that I buy for my mom and myself, and in terms of pain and helping with sleep. This is wonderful. I love the product diversity here. Let me check out your chocolates real quick. What do we got going on in this chocolate section, huh?
We have delicious.
I see a plant-based vegan bar. That's pretty cool.
It's really good, actually. Like really.
You know what I'm
really
gonna
tasty.
Have to do? You know what we're gonna have to do here? We're gonna have to do a little show and tell. I mean, I'm gonna have to go ahead and screen share real quick, because we can. So give me 1 second to pull this up. But yeah, these all look. Where to go? There you are. So there's that plant-based vegan bar, folks. This one's obviously, you guys can see the logo, or the lettering here, California, California, California. Oh, you guys got some high potency bars. So in Missouri, we can go a little high potency in some of those other states. This is 250 mil. Look at that. I love cookies and cream, milk chocolate, strawberries and cream. Peanut butter chocolate in Missouri, 250. So 25 milligrams a square then? 10 squares. That's actually a
Yeah.
really solid dose. I don't
Very.
always like having to eat more candy to get my 20 milligrams.
Yeah.
I like that. Ooh, sugar free?
And it's not for the newbies, but it's
Zero
good.
sugar
Sugar
bar.
free also. Yeah.
Okay,
How to keep
loving
the
this. Loving this is the
healthy
full
mind.
product lineup, folks. We're giving you guys the full offering. Okay, now talk to me, Evan. The gummies. Okay, these
Delicious.
they are
So
delicious
good.
from a candy perspective, and they are quite effective
Mm-hmm.
from a cannabinoid perspective. I haven't had
Great.
the grape night night ones. Melatonin gives me inception dreams, so I stay away from those. But I have. I did eat the indica ones. The fruit punch were smacking. Really enjoyed those. And then,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, the sativa ones. I think I had. What did he give me? What did he give me? I've had the fruit punch was fire. Oh, there. The like a no, I guess that's green. It's watermelon. Do you guys have a lime or maybe it was pineapple? I think it was pineapple. Yeah,
No.
those were these ones. This is what it was. The assorted minis. I got this in
Other than
Missouri. These were phenomenal. This blue bag right here. This was great. What's your favorite product out of the lineup there?
I definitely like the traditional regular gummies probably the most. Like if they didn't exist in the world, I would be a very different person um, in the worst possible way. And I do like the really high dose single pack. That's like they're large. They're like silver
Yeah,
dollar size gummies, but there's like lines all over them, so you can cut them into itty
yeah,
bitty pieces and either take a tiny bit or take half of it or all of it. And I like those a lot because you don't have to eat a lot of sugar in order to
yeah.
feel good. But the gummies, honestly, tastiest gummies I've ever had. I'm very disappointed in everybody else. Like, step up the
I love
game.
that.
You know,
Come on,
this
man.
is
We
delicious.
throwing
It's
shots. Zen
not
Cannabis says the rest of the industry needs to step up the game. I'm here for it. Hey, a
step it up.
little healthy
Come on, guys.
competition. I'm not for it. We had Kiva and Lost Farm on here earlier this week, Monday. They're a solid group. You guys are a solid group. Obviously, Wild Crushers up in Oregon and across the country. You got Wana, who's dominated in a lot of places, but we can't sleep on Zen. You guys are in 9 states, 26 countries. Y'all got to put some respect on Zen across the country, folks, and I do too. Again, I'm unaware of some of these things. That's why I was excited to have you as a guest here today, Evan, is because as a fan of Zen, having met the owner hustling in the streets in these little shops in LA, because not all of them are big bangers in LA. So you got to grind some of these small shops, and to have him there doing that, it was just that's something I won't forget. You know what I mean? That kind of energy.
Honestly, I feel like one of the most proud points about being a part of Zen is how modest the company is. I mean, I say that, but I'm talking about myself and the company. But
Yeah,
as a whole, it's a very modest company. We don't shout. We don't have big, big-breasted women showing stuff off
yeah.
at cons. We don't have free samples given away on the street. We don't have a big, sign that we're
I haven't
tossing
seen you on
around.
many podcasts.
We
I appreciate your time. I haven't seen a ton of articles. There's also been not a lot of bad press, if any. I don't think I've read much of anything except for the viral chocolate bar, right? Like it's that kind of
yeah,
stuff. If anything, it's creativity and passion and discipline to stay focused, right?
yeah. We just want to keep making the best product possible and stay on that line. Make sure that we keep doing that and don't disappoint our consumers.
How now? Without diving too much into the science, because I don't make the gummies, you don't make the gummies, we don't want to share the IP like we were talking about. And everyone's got their own special way of doing things, right? Their own cannabinoids, their own sources, their own flavor house, whatever it is. What define a great gummy? Define a great gummy, Evan. What goes into the perfect Zen cannabis gummy? When that QC gets checked off by your team, what does that even look like? What does that mean? What does that stand for?
Well, we have very specific formulations and recipes for each of the flavors that we come up with and that we put on the market. So it's different for different flavors, but like if I was looking for a gummy, I would look for a gummy like a Zen Cannabis, like fruit punch. The flavor is strong. It doesn't have any herb flavor. It's not herbaceous at all. And it has a great mouth feel and it's not sanded. It's not sugar coated. So you don't have that extra layer of, I don't know, mask over the product.
One of the things that one of the initial questions I have is what is, and I apologize, I assume because it says infused with nanotechnology, are these mostly distillate gummies and distillate chocolates? Or are they full spectrum situation? I think these say fast acting full spec. So what, elaborate on
yeah,
that's
most
being
of
used
them
in
are
this
full
thing.
spectrum. We have all of them. We have them both. But most all of them that we're talking about are this full spectrum. We also have a hemp-based line, and we do some distillate there as well. Not necessarily full spectrum, but we also have full spectrum there.
They're different products, and they can also be together. I mean, there's nothing wrong with distillate and a variety of other cannabinoids or terpenes that are from cannabis plants or from hemp plants to make this all come to life and be more of an entourage experience, depending on whatever effect you're going for. Are you guys, you guys went with melatonin on the sleep products. I would say that the trend was CBN, arguably. Do we expect to see that in the future with you guys? Because people like melatonin, but they also like CBN. Sometimes they crisp, sometimes they don't, right?
We have products that have CBN in them already, and a good combo of like CBD, CBN, and a little THC or no
the
THC.
The one seems to be the hot trend, but then I'm also seeing a variety of like low THC, high CBN, and then some CBD somewhere either in the middle or matching.
Yeah, we have that already. I think the night gummies with the melatonin, it was kind of the most recent imagination of a new gummy. And the melatonin really helps a lot of our workaholic people, myself included, and Jeremy as well. But yeah, for the people that can't tolerate the melatonin, the CBN ones.
Oh yeah, and it's different for everybody. This is how we know. It's easy to paint it like, oh, it's bad because it doesn't work. But no, the core premise, Evan, of cannabis is that we're all different, and we always quote that we always teach, right? The leaders in the space, we teach bud tenders and people. Nah, don't force your opinion onto other people. Share it, but let them experiment and encourage them to try things, and always start low or slow, right? Low in terms of temperatures or low in terms of doses, right? And that's because you can't go back once you start off too high. And I actually made, we had a hemp product a couple years ago in 2020 during COVID. We were playing around with CBD, and we made a melatonin one for sleep because I kept seeing it at CVS. I kept seeing it at the pharmacies for sleep things, and I'm like, well, duh, everyone's already used to seeing it. But there was a point in time where and I still had it created this inception dream for me, and I still have it. It's kind of crazy. I still live the dream every whenever I'm not smoking weed in wherever I'm at. Like that's the dream that comes back. It's crazy.
That's stressful.
It's like this weird sleep game that I'm still figuring out. But again, you got to experiment and explore cannabis for yourself. You know what I mean? That could be a new dimension. I'm choosing my perspective not to be afraid or stressed out about it. But at first, it was a little bit real. But I think that's where cannabis now. I am using it for sleep every day. I take a gummy every day. Sometimes I take a half 5-5-5, or sometimes I take a 5-5 with the THC CBN. But I always get groggy when there's too much THC. It's the craziest thing. One of the things that I've noticed about your guys' brand too that I really enjoy is that there's not 57 million different flavors for there's like one flavor, and then you do it in like the same thing a couple ways. It could be the indica sativa hybrid and a ratioed something. But I really appreciate about you guys because I'm tired of the sleep gummy only being available in that one fucking flavor. Excuse my language. I want it to be available across my favorite flavors. Something like watermelon, fruit punch, grape. Give it to me in all of them. You know what I mean? So I like that you guys do that across the whole flavor category, or flavor family, if you would, for your ratios.
We don't do that with the night gummies yet, but it is a promising.
It's a bundle deal, man. You give me, I want to buy the indica sativa, the hybrid, and the sleep. Give me that whole pack. Then that's something. Then it's literally me using your product every day, right? And multiple SKUs every day. Since you
Yeah.
guys have the minis. Anyways, I only give that kind of game when I'm a fan of the brand, folks. Make sure you all tap in Zen Cannabis. This is a great combo we got going on here. ZenCannabis.com to learn more. We're going to keep popping in. I got some more questions. You guys are in a bunch of different states, but ultimately, how did you come up with the name? Because you said he had this idea, you kind of hit the ground running, but where did Zen Cannabis come from? Because there's a lot of generic weed names out there, but your guys' has managed to stand out. Zen Cannabis. Yes.
Surprisingly, yeah, it has
Yes.
managed to stand out. And it's not a very complicated
Mm-mm.
name either. Jeremy and I are both Californians, and I think that we feel similarly about the beginning of the company being Zen because we wanted to make a gummy or multiple gummies for consumers that is the best possible gummy that they could ask for in finding their own Zen. You know, everybody's different. Everybody wants something just a little bit different. And that's why we have the variety and the dosages. And Zen came from the California culture of, you know, finding your Zen moment. And I particularly started with this because I was like, this is very Cali. Yeah, let's go, Cali.
How very LA of you.
Yeah, right. And it was awesome. It did not disappoint at all.
Of course.
It was great.
When they taste good, I was telling you I had that minis bag from Missouri, and I keep all my gummies in the fridge or freezer. I like to suck on them or chew on them before I go to bed, both for the sugar craving and also for the effects, right?
Yeah.
And man, it was great to pop like 4 to 6 to 8 of those little minis, those little bad boys in my mouth, and like suck on each flavor and really try to identify, okay, which one is this? You know, and then look at the bag and then try to guess, like, okay, was it this one or this one? And it was very much a candy experience, those minis.
Yeah.
And I
that
really
sounds like
enjoyed.
my children eating their gummies for lunch.
Yes, it was really, I really enjoyed that about that. And I don't feel that enough brands make those minis or the variety packs. I want to eat more pieces of candy. Cut your shit up for me and let me feed them to myself and throw them in someone else's mouth a little bit too.
And it's not even that expensive. It doesn't even cost that much money. I feel like I've seen maybe 1 or 2 companies do the variety pack, and it's always like way outside of my price range.
Yeah, I think that's true. It's always like $4 more than whatever they're doing. Interesting. Okay, so I have a question for you guys. So I saw the vegan plant-based chocolate bar. I saw a sugar-free chocolate bar. Forgive me for not knowing. Do you guys have a vegan gummy line? Do you guys have sugar-free gummies? Is that a thing in that space? I know pectin is one thing, gelatin is another. They're hard to do together.
They are hard to do together. I can't give away too much of our formulation strategies, but I can tell you we don't have a vegan gummy yet, but it's definitely not.
It's not a hard no right now.
Yeah, it's not a hard no. There you go. Yes.
Nice.
Not off the table. It's a
because if the
possibility.
gummies and the candy taste great, then we want to see it in other form factors, right?
Yeah.
That are already clearly in demand from people.
And making a vegan version of the ones that we already have is very difficult because the consistency is not the same and the mouthfeel is not the same and the melting is not the same. So there's it takes about a year.
This remind me of a Lifesaver that's even better than a Lifesaver. You know the Lifesaver gummies? Like, you guys just remind me of that because that's like the only gummy candy I still really regularly buy in the regular world.
You're right.
So like when I think about because I always I like to wiggle gummies and see how springy they are and squish them on the reviews. Yeah, do all the little kid thingies. And like I kind of like when I first tried the candies, I was like the mouthfeel to me was very much like a Lifesaver, but like I said, better because there's different ingredients for that one versus what you guys are able to use or would use to create it. The future of Zen is exciting. We're in Q2, Evan. What do you guys have on the horizon? Any cool drops? Any collabs this year? Anything you can share in that realm? Or are we just focused, sticking to what we do great at?
We are at the moment sticking to what we do best at and trying to get better every day. I'm not
9 states. It's a lot to manage.
You know, it is a lot. And we're always looking to go bigger, to go to more states, but I'm not at liberty to share where that might be.
That's okay. We'll switch to the countries and we'll switch to Europe briefly because You guys are one of the few groups where we can beat a squishy gummy all day on this combo.
Yeah.
Or we can talk a little bit about Europe, unlike most other brands. What sets you guys apart from many other groups is the national scale. It is the intentionality. It is this: we're not flashy. We stick to the grind. We have people that enjoy working for us, our partners like us, all that good stuff. That's important. A lot of brands do that too, but they tend to go this way or that way, or maybe they're louder, or maybe they're this. Whereas you guys put that effort into 26 countries in Europe. I feel like
Yeah.
that effort that you could be doing something that's a little bit noisier or flashier. I feel like that effort's spent because you're busy managing stuff over in Europe instead.
That's probably accurate. Yeah. I mean, the larger long-term goal is world domination, of course. So we want to go everywhere. We want to be everywhere. We want to be
Yep.
the Coca-Cola of cannabis gummies, of cannabis edibles.
Or
And
acquired by Coca-Cola, because there ain't nothing wrong with selling your thing together. That's for sure.
well, I don't know about that. That seems a little bit like selling your soul, just a little bit.
It depends. I always counter that because I don't own Respect My Region the entirety, so I don't have the ability just to sell our company. But I always go to my business partner, yo, if we were to take money from McDonald's, like, are we doing? And he's like, yeah, think about how much good we could do with that. You know what I mean? And so that's always my counter to working with those big evil dogs like Coca-Cola and McDonald's. Is like, well, yeah, even if they only get this much money off of it, at least we could go do something good with it. You know what I mean? Versus them never paying attention to something small, like some of the projects we work on.
Right.
But with that said, Europe. So my understanding of things in cannabis or in regular world is that you have to get these regional manufacturing and distribution partners, right? And so I would imagine you guys have this group out in Europe, wherever they're at, and they're good enough at doing whatever they do in that space that you're confident in them recreating your products to standard, right? And then they sell it to smoke shops across Europe. Is that what's happening?
Well, no. Yes
Okay.
and no. We do have a fantastic team in the EU, and they are kind of handling it the same way that we handle it in the States.
Mm,
We get the distribution store to store. We make sure that each country, we're following the right rules and we're
yep.
only offering the right products for their regulations.
Yep.
And our team of salespeople is pretty awesome, honestly. I'm kind of impressed by them regularly, and the EU especially. It's a great sales team.
That's cool. So what are the retailers out there for? Because those are hemp products. So what is the types of businesses that are carrying those? Where can people go in the EU to buy Zen cannabis products? Online, I'm sure, right?
That's a
D2C.
great question. Yes, online for sure. There are hemp shops or head
Yeah, yeah,
shops kind of thing.
yeah.
At least I'm aware of a few. I don't know if they're in every
Because
country.
the words are going to be different. I think there it's head shops, here it's smoke shops, depending on
Right.
who you talk to, where they're
Sometimes
from.
it's
It means the same or
pharmacy
different.
or
Yeah. I just like, again, it sounds crazy, but I don't know. Like I've never been, I haven't seen it. And in Barcelona, we were just going to lounges, and then we went in the cookie store, which is basically like a merch store with
yeah.
glass in it, right? So it's a little different. Wow, fascinating! How cool is that, man? Again, Zen Cannabis out here with a differentiating factor of 26 countries, because there's a bunch of people here in the country in a bunch of states, and they're doing their thing, and they make good products. They're passionate. They do stuff in the community, whatever it is, and I love it, and I'm here for it, and I'll go anywhere, and I'm here for safe cannabis. I'm here for safe hemp products, safe CBD. I'm here for safe hemp THCA too. I don't personally care. Um, I just find that so fascinating that it's happening out there in Europe at such a rapid pace, and the demand is there too. How cool is that, Evan? Do you have a favorite? The finals are starting. I don't know if you know this, basketball season finals are going on right now. So do you have a starting five for your favorite flavors or favorite products within the Zen Cannabis brand?
Oh,
This is gonna be custom to you. What's your top five chocolate gummies, tinctures, and drink flavor wise? And if you can talk a little bit also too, if it's like, oh, it's this flavor, but this one, this cannabinoid, this ratio or whatever, elaborate on that one. But hit me with your favorite starting five Zen cannabis products, and we'll get you out of here in a brief moment.
I guess number one top favorite would be the drinks, the little
Yeah,
cannabis
the shots.
shots.
Yep.
They're just so versatile and they taste great. And it's great to add to other beverages. or to just drink on my own. And it lasts a long time, surprisingly. Like there's a little measuring ruler thing on the bottle, so
Yeah.
you know how much you're taking each sip, and you can kind of gauge your own dosage that way. And I think that's really nice. I like the flexibility of that. I think number two, and the flavor would be sativa and fruit punch.
So a fruit punch shot, Zen shot. There we go.
Yeah. Gummies would definitely be the second, but I think the second would be the high dose gummies, the single serving high dose gummies in fruit punch or no, fruit punch. Yeah, that's the one.
We got a fruit punch, girl. Here we go. I love it. I'm with you, though. I'm with you.
Which is so silly because it's such a strange flavor, but it's everywhere. It's like the world's favorite.
I feel like not enough weed companies go with the fruit punch. I feel like they go with berry or something else. But like, yeah, dude, hit me with a fruit punch. And actually, give me tropical fruit punch. Give me regular fruit punch. Give me a blue fruit punch. I'll take all the punches. Don't sleep on that. Oh, because see, the fruits are different. The fruits are different. It matters. Exactly. It matters. Okay, so fruit punch, beverage, sativa, fruit punch, gummy. 2.
Yeah. And then the other gummies, I like the smaller gummies, just the single pack in the big bag, variety pack bag, just the 10 milligrams, because you can just kind of pop one and go. And they're so tasty. So tasty. It's hard to keep them around. They're so tasty. And then I start really bad about all the sugar content that I'm eating because I'm eating so many of them. They're so darn good. But then I don't care because I get a little.
Yeah, by the time it matters, you're already high again.
Doesn't matter.
Shout out the nano.
Yeah. Thank you, Nano.
Okay, so pivot to chocolates and pivot to tinctures. Hit me with your top 2, one each. What do we got?
The night tincture is really, really great. Usually for me, it's just because I really forget to take anything as I'm getting to sleep because I have 2 tiny children and they are a lot to handle in the night. So I barely wash my face before I go to sleep. And if I forget to go downstairs to get vitamins or to get a gummy or something, then I could just look at my bathroom cabinet and there it is. Just a little tincture waiting for mommy. And it's perfect. I don't have to go anywhere.
And no sugar content for the most part, I believe, right? In most tinctures.
Yeah. And it's pretty tasty. It's not as good as fruit punch, but it's pretty good. It's like grapey kind of flavor. And chocolate bars, I really like the peanut butter and chocolate. It is one of our most popular flavors too. It's just really good. It tastes like Reese's Pieces, only with cannabis.
One of the things, Evan, that I like about chatting here with you is I can see in your face how excited you get talking about these specific ones. It's one thing for you to talk about the brand and your work and that, and I feel and appreciate your passion because you've been doing this, you're disciplined, you're loyal to the team, this grind, this dream. I can only imagine what those first few conversations were like, back in the day when you first started. Don't forget those moments. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing RMR 14 years, and I think about that stuff often when I start to get, when I start to feel the weight and the stress, I start to think about smoking a blunt in college and all the clothes on the table and the music that we were doing. And even now, I'm just thinking about it again, it makes my arm hair stand up because it's like, that's what it's always for. And then to bring more people into that and give them more successful opportunities. And maybe they get inspired to try to do this just like you guys are in this next chapter of your cannabis journey. And so I appreciate you.
Honestly,
and all that.
Yeah, my younger experiences in cannabis really changed my life. I will never forget the first few times I had cannabis in my life.
It's been a journey, and today's episode has been a journey too. Now, before we get you out of here, I always like to give my guests the floor to talk about something that's important to them. It could be business, it could be personal, it could be some free game, it could be whatever you want, but the floor is yours. You could promote something, whatever it is you want to do, but I very much appreciate you, Evan. Thank you so much, and it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, same. I don't think a lot of people really understand the fantastic science behind cannabinoids and the endocannabinoid system in our bodies. And honestly, when I first learned about that, my mind was blown. I'm like, that's not real. That can't be real, right? This plant is like truly designed to connect to specific receptors inside of our bodies. There are very few plants that can do that for you and have the same effect. So it was pretty, I mean, I thought that was really magical. And like everywhere I went with Culture Magazine, I was like, did you know endocannabinoid system? They're like, yeah, what's the big deal? I'm like, no, you're not seeing, it's so magical. It's so fantastic. But now with the nanotechnology and the emulsion, I mean, alcohol should just go away. Honestly,
for a lot of people,
away.
it is, Evan. If that kind of impact was a desired effect of your guys' success or this industry's success, it's actually happening, and it's happening at scale. Yeah. Cannabis may not be doing the crazy billions and billions and billions and billions of numbers that we projected or whatever, because you can't account for all the just whatever's going on. I can just leave it at that. But it's doing damn good over the last decade with these legalizations and how many states are all over. And now you've got the German. I saw an article. Germany is the #1 importer of medical cannabis internationally. They've been around for a year. Like it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
They're on time.
Yeah, man. Those Germans are smoking. You know, they're taking edibles. They're taking tinctures. They're buying stuff, man. They're ready for it. And so it's an exciting time to be alive. And like I said, that impact that you guys are having on these other markets is great. And with you guys, you're clearly having impact on people's lives in the 9 states you're in, the 26 countries where your products are distributed in the EU. And so I applaud you guys because you're doing it. You guys are doing it, man. And it's cool to see some former media folks do it. You inspire me because we've already come and gone with products once. And what definitely wasn't it wasn't easy doing flowers in our pre-rolls, but it was fun and it was a learning opportunity. And we did the CBD gummies and tinctures and a little wipe topical thing as well. Like it's just fun to learn and do that stuff. And that experience ultimately inspired other people to do stuff too. So I appreciate, as I gave you your flowers at the beginning, as a surprise to you guys, the OG Culture fam, Dope, High Times, Beard Bros, all y'all, Northwest Leaf, all y'all showed Respect My Region how to be a cannabis publication. We appreciate the game. We appreciate you guys as leaders. And now you guys are leading and paving a way with these gummies. And so, Evan, I appreciate you for being here. And how dope is that? So I didn't know that about Jeremy. He never said that when I talked to him and told him what I did. So.
Yeah, he's not a fan of interviews. He doesn't really like that.
I'm a fan of hard workers and grinding. And like I said, this has definitely been an awesome interview to be able to learn. And so for everybody watching, I hope you guys appreciated the episode. Evan Senn here, Senior Project Manager over there at Zen Cannabis, folks. Make sure y'all reach out, tap in. Make sure I get this website correct, zencannabis.com. You guys can find where they're located. You guys can check out products. You guys can learn. You can reach out. There's a contact right here, and then there's also a CBD plus. iwantzen.com for their CBD gummies and their hemp products. That might be something I have to get my mom on. I might have to place a little order with her to get her some of these things.
Those are really nice especially for the states that don't have the recreational yet or the legal medical. We still can ship to them, or most of them.
Yeah, no longer Texas, but shout out to the rest of them. Right. Appreciate you, Evan, for joining. Everybody watching, thank you again. Like, follow, subscribe, talk shit about me, but make sure you support our guests. Go visit their website, follow them on social. Evan, what's your socials?
Zentastic.
Zentastic on
that's my personal. I think it changes a lot. I think it's I Want Zen.
Oh, hold on, let me just pull it up real quick. We got it real quick.
It changes a lot because we keep getting hacked.
Oh, the Instagrammers. I have your website right here. It should be on that right there.
Yeah.
Home. It's been a great episode though, folks. Make sure y'all definitely reach out if you guys have any questions. We'd love to help answer. And if you guys need help finding any of it in California, Weed Maps is a great place to look for products, Leafly, or you can just go on their website and do a search through there. So, Evan, appreciate you. We'll